I just got finished listening to The Ring of Fire, and this was titled, Trump Calls Stormy Daniels Horseface, She Calls Him Tiny, and America Continues to Decline. It should have just said U.S. citizens or something thereof, because America is pretty huge. You know, the Americas make up, to me, all of America. But I couldn't help but, well, Farron said we most likely deserve what's happening. And if you listen to the video, yes, he makes absolute perfect sense. However, I started a comment, then I had to just cut it off. But I'm going to just make this one up here as an audio, because it's going to be missed on them. And people are going to be offended because, you know, no one can do any wrong, but everyone else can. So here's the thing. I wrote this initially, and I'll let you know where it breaks, and then I'll complete it. Farron is finally understanding life. Idiots run the country because they rather get paid and pad their kids' legacies instead of saving the nation by being forward-thinking and kind. What's worse is their supporters and voters are dumber because they suffer from whom they vote for, blame everyone else for their ills, and vote for the same greedy assholes again. The worst part is that the progressives unwittingly support all of it. That's where I ended and said I was going to do an audio. Now, the reason why I say progressives unwittingly support all of it is because for the past 3 years, every one of these places, Ring of Fire, Tom Hartman, Benjamin Dixon, Secular Talk, the Young Turks, Aggressive Progressives, and TYT Nation, which is now just Around the World with Jeff Waldorf, all of these people continue to constantly hammer into people the Democrats. The Democrats you need to vote for the Democrats. We need the Democrats in office. The Democrats fail. The Democrats aren't, and they make excuses for it. They make excuse after excuse and say, vote for those that are not working. And only a handful of times, only when it serves them, will they break out and say, vote for this Justice Democrat or this progressive or this Democrat gets it and they're on the right side. That's when they'll do it, but only when they can pretty much either get ratings or views off of them. And that's just, come on. If you can't see how foolish that is, that's how bad it is. So everyone is going to vote Democrat. They're not going to care who. Then they're going to wonder who is who. Because these giants on social media who control the airways of what people are listening to, they have the ability to tell you who to vote for and when, what state, what county, what district. They have the ability and the power to set up apps and sites and things like that. But instead, they're raising money. Right now, TYT is raising money just so, and they're honest about it. So I applaud their honesty, but they're saying, pay us so that we don't have to get paid by others and change our rhetoric and our platform. If you pay us, then we are rock solid and we can give you the news and information that you want. But if you don't, then others will control us and we'll have to report what they say. That's not good. Tom Hartman, and they could easily run Patreon and other ways of donating to run the show and help people. But instead, they keep asking for, I think it's like $10,000 or $10,000 a day or $30,000 a week, sometimes $50,000 a week, so they can, stay on the air and do all this other stuff. And I understand that it takes a lot of money to do this. I get it, because nobody wants to work for free. But aren't they doing a public service? They're trying to get paid, and they're trying to pad their pockets, but they're not being greedy about it. At least they're not being greedy, but they're trying to keep an even flow. But U.S. citizens don't have the money to keep throwing them $10,000 a day. Now, if you got 10,000 people watching and they donate $1 a day or $5 a week, fine. I think that's excellent. But they're doing exactly what the Democrats do that they hate, which is instead of trying to make the country better, they're campaigning for the big donors. These guys are just campaigning for grassroots. And they go out here and they tell you to only vote for the Democrats, the Justice Democrats, that catch enough airway. So if they run on populist polling or populist ideas, that's fine. But they're not going to talk about them until they get popular enough to give those people the views. That's it. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was a ghost, a nobody, until she got up enough in polls to make a climb up and do something. That's when she got noticed by Cenk and them. Right now, there's Richard Ojeda. I think that's how it is in West Virginia. He's been running for a good bit. He's been working hard, but only recently has he gotten noticed by Cenk Uygur. And others are getting noticed, but they have to get popular first in the polling. They need to do it before that. Are you a Justice Democrat? Are you running? You've got nothing. We'll support you. We will send links. We will do this. We will do that. And every one of us that can't get the right information need these people to do it. And we just don't have it. We just don't have it because what we try to learn, we find out is wrong. And that bugs me. That really bugs me. We don't know who's a fake Justice Democrat or a real Justice Democrat. And Cenk and them and anyone else isn't going to support anyone unless they are popular or they're accredited somehow. And they still only say vote Democrat. Now, I'm not going to vote Republican. I would vote I'm not going to vote Libertarian because they're just Republicans. That's why I didn't bring them up in the last one, the last audio, because I really thought when I went over Republicans, I was like, I guess I went over Libertarians. Yeah, I was like, the same thing. You get it. And I just moved on. And I figured it was long enough as it was. So we're screwing up. We're not doing any better than anyone else. And why I say it's the worst part is because the Democrats will get on social media, get on these channels, and instead of spreading the word, sharing this, when you've got 3,000 people that view it and only like 25 shares or 100 shares, that's stupid. Share it. Now, when something is good enough, I will click like on it, and that shares it on my Twitter. It shares it on my Facebook. It'll share it. I think it goes on Google someplace or something like that. That's what it does. But people rather listen, nod their heads. Yeah, you told them. Yeah, you said it. Ha ha, that was funny, and move on. That's where we fail. Collectively, the progressives and the forward-thinking Democrats fail because they aren't helping anything. We don't need head nodders. We don't need a congregation. We don't need preaching to the fucking choir. We need active people. Active people. I get up here and I do this. And I spread what I do where I can. I talk to my woman about it. I'll talk to my parents. The friends that I meet here and there, I will talk to them. If the subject of politics come up, I'm not just going to sit here and bring it up when they're just trying to talk about ice cream or their favorite pizza. You know, I'm going to say, man, I love an anchovy on the pizza. Yeah, you know what? You ought to vote for these Justice Democrats. Come on now. I mean, come on. It's a time and place for everything. There's smooth ways to bring it up, but we don't need head nodders. That's not going to spread. That's not going to express why they listen to them and tell others, give them a try. Tell their friends and family, give these people a try. Listen to others that are running. Yes, it sucks that they're only going to feed for the populace because right now they aren't talking about anyone that's in my state. Are they talking about anyone in your state? You know, I mean, if you're in California, West Virginia, New York, yeah, you'll hear about it. But you're not going to hear too much. I don't hear anything about Minnesota, North Carolina, North or South Dakota, or anything like that. The airways are full of those who are popular, and those who are anti-Trump, and that's it. And whatever Trump says or does. We need to stop nodding our heads and start talking, okay? And we don't need to be talking heads and just ranting talking points. We need to express why we care, why we need it. That's what we need to do, and we need to spread it. Spread the message, share any and everything that you can, enjoy it. Make your own YouTube channel and spread it. Will you get paid? Most likely not. Will you get the subscriber count high? Maybe not. But if you aren't spreading your message of progressivism, of progressive ways, forward thinking, you know what? That means you're one person silent, and then these ass backward Republican, conservative, racist, bigoted, misogynist assholes that vote in Kavanaugh, Trump, and Mitch McConnell, and Nancy Pelosi, and Feinstein, and all these other people, they multiply. Because the old racist bastards will always vote, and they will always teach their descendants to vote for them. So when you don't help us get the message out, you help the racists spread their message without a challenge. And I challenge you to challenge them. This is Cedric Kennedy for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening.